building, cause we on. Cause we on. Cause we on. You can't tell us nothing, cause we on. Fresh out in the building, cause we on. Hallelujah, what's this feeling? Cause we on. Cause we on. Cause we on. Yes, greetings and phenomenal welcome to all geeks and fans. You are now listening to Spectacular Radio, and we're so honored to have you here. I am your host, Andre Brown, and we're super excited to review movies, TV shows, comics, and all that geek fun. We got some special guests here today. We got so much, so we got a lot of stuff packed in. I know you guys, we had that gap in between because, Father's Day can't, pass through. So we had that gap, so we didn't have a show. We did do our little we did answer some questions that kind of, filled in that little gap with our Transformer spoiler review. But now we're back in and we're going to try to, go through a lot of stuff that happened. But I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. We're going to go around the table. I'm going to start with Kevin, social media, Instagram, all that stuff. So let's go ahead, Cal. Start it off, baby.
All right. So as I've been introduced as, I'm Kevin, Kev for short. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Fuck Ranch forever.
No more waffles are stupid, but it's all gravy.
Hey, it's all in the
Long
same
as it ain't
family.
ranch.
Yeah. Right, and then my name up the top is Lettuce is Pointless.
Oh.
And on Facebook, I'd rather you not. If you think I'm bad, like on this, yeah, I'm way worse on Facebook. So just save yourself the trouble.
Gotcha. We got our special guest. Go ahead and let everybody know who you are, where to find you, all that type of stuff. Let's go.
All right. My name's Gabriel. You can find me everywhere as Neon Shoji. I also have a website that kind of goes to Linktree, which you can find everything there. It's neonshoji.com. I'm, 2D, 3D artist for the most part, but I'm here because of my brother.
Yeah, definitely. We have a special guest, as you guys probably saw on our Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that. And we got a major announcement as well, so we're ultra excited about that. All right, we got day one right here. Go ahead.
Last but certainly not least, I am Melendez Robinson, and you can't find me nowhere. I don't believe in social media. Find me here on the podcast, on his shows, at the Comic Cons, and anywhere else. Maybe even at the Push Comedy Theater, but you won't find me anywhere on social media.
Except for Facebook. That's it. But if you're not his friend,
no WikiLeaks.
Oh yeah, I got you. He gonna be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
no strangers.
Yeah. So I know everybody. Steven had a family emergency, so unfortunately, he wasn't in with us. But we definitely catch him next time. So let's go ahead and dive in. As you already guys know, your first segment is Spectacular Projects all day. That's what we always start off with that. So topic one for that, and the only topic today that we're talking about for segment one is the Genesis collection. It's coming soon for Spectacular Comics. I had the honor and privilege of receiving the first high detailed action figure of Motion Man. It was definitely a surreal experience of holding it. If you want to know what it looks like in actual detail, I mean, if you already following us, you probably already saw it. So it's on our Instagram, it's on our Facebook, Spectacular Comics. And then if it's on Spectacular Radio on Facebook as well. So you can go there, you can definitely check it out. I'm gonna read a little bit of the details on it. So basically the deluxe version, 6-scale collectible Motion Man premium figure. Spectacular fans were overjoyed to hear about production on episode 2 of Motion Man with a brand new director on board. Witnessing the growth of this character that launched a cinematic universe paves the way for brand new opportunities for other adventures to come into light. Being a walking weapon makes Motion Man so unique, having the capability of using digital residue to create any weapon he's utilized in the past off thought. Custom detail finish to a signature look. Motion Man wears his trademark suit into his missions with bulletproof materials built in to help protect him as he faces new threats. The Motion Man collectible figure deluxe version for Motion Man comic series will be a legendary enhancement to any Spectacular Comics collectible display. If you want to get your hands on that, so when we do our next events, he will be in a glass case. You would not be able to touch him. I'm sorry. But if you want your own one, You can get one. It is going to be almost kind of the same setup as Hot Toys. So when you look at the detail of this figure, you'll understand why it would take 6 to 8 months before you get it. It will be custom designed specifically for you. And when you order it, it's probably going to end up being $100. But the detail and the quality, when you see it, or you'll understand why. So, I mean, I'm sorry. My characters, I feel, just for me as a creator, I feel like it's just as good as Iron Man, just as good as Batman, or whatever the case may be. So if we're giving you a quality product, I mean, it's going to be quality price. So that's just how I feel. Kevin, I know you've seen the images. You're actually going to be able to see it soon. So you can, be able to hold it in this and the third. What did you think when you saw it? How you feeling about, the description and breakdown about this figure? And then how are you going to feel, because you're in a long list of getting your character created for this as well. How are you going to feel about when you get yours as well?
I'll cover that part second.
Okay, I got you.
So when I saw the figure, right, I was like, like this, because I'd spent a lot of time in Atomic. So I see those figures regularly. And then I looked at that and I was like, that's in there. You know what I mean? Like forward thinking, like several, like dozens maybe in there for people to just snatch off. They'll be like, I want the Motion Man. It's like, like that was surreal for me, even though, I wasn't physically there. But like seeing the video, I was like, like we here now. You know what I mean? And that felt incredible. Now, of course, forward thinking, I'm thinking about Nightfall Reaper and Blue Smoke. The vision in my head was crazy because I think about, in Mortal Kombat, they normally have Rain and Nukes about together. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I thought about Blue Smoke and Nightfall Reaper. And I was like, you know what? It's getting a little hot in here. So let me go ahead and get my mind off this. Because, once that comes out, I'm going to have a different level of arrogance. Like, it ain't going to be matched. Like, so
it's going to be crazy.
This is beautiful right now.
Definitely. Oh, did you get a chance to see it yet or no?
I haven't.
I got you. Yeah, whenever you get a chance, definitely check it out. Let me know what you think and stuff like that. Melendez, when you saw it, same set of questions, because you're in the same boat.
Hell yeah. So when I saw it, first thing I thought was like, damn, that's clean as shit.
Right.
That's just crispy. I love it, man. And the details, like you said, is simply amazing. But
it looks like him.
Oh yeah. And unlike this guy, the first time I seen it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah.
Because I think my arrogance will be right there with yours, not more. Because now I'm thinking I want a mask on Warmind and a mask off Warmind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to talk to him about too, because I was going to see, all right, so when we start getting some of the other ones that are pretty standard, that just made it, they don't have a mask or anything like that, kind of knock some of those out. But then when we get to somebody like you, I definitely want to see about that as far as like, okay, the full mask and stuff like that. Then I even got talked about him because I wanted to see if we could do one with the mouthpiece and then without the mouthpiece. I think that'd be cool. Or just
that'd be sick. No,
dude,
or making an accessory to where you could put it on and take it off.
Yeah, that'd
like
be
the
cool
clip-on pieces. That'd be dope.
That'd be crazy.
But no, I also want to talk to you because I remember earlier, like a couple years back, in one of the early scripts, where we had it where someone had, like, I was knocked out and someone took my mask off. I was like, give me back my mask. Like, since then, I was like, if they ever show me on camera without a mask on, it's like, I already know how I want Warmind's face to look like. Like, I can't wait to do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So, but yeah, definitely check us out, fans, and we definitely appreciate your support. It will be coming soon, and we'll let you know how you can be able to purchase one as well. So let's go ahead and dive into segment 2, movie corner. Definitely excited. We got a lot to cover on that. I think we got six topics. So let's go ahead and start with the first one. Topic 1 is Extraction 2, the movie review, Netflix. So let me get across the table so I can know who also you saw it. Do you see Extraction 2? You say you haven't seen it yet. Okay. Have you saw it?
Yes.
Saw it? Okay, cool. So we be able to go ahead.
I
and
won't
talk
spoil
about
anything for you.
We'll try to.
It's okay. You can.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, it's not nothing like if you watch action.
It's a tour de force, Andre. I need you to put some respect on the Academy and Chris Hemsworth.
No. Okay, when you hear my review, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and review the info real quick. I mean, it's pretty much after being presumed dead, mercenary Tyler Rake returns for another high stakes mission. Okay. This is basically just high octane action, but this is what I'm going to say. From the elements of the first one, this was a better character building than the first one. You dive more into about his ex-wife. You dive more into like learning different things about, his son dying, all that type of stuff. Like, so we're like, okay, so that to me enhanced this movie. The action is the action. I was not concerned about. I wasn't
Right.
even worried about that. Even and I'm not even just talking about the first one, bro. That trailer. Remember we talked about that trailer, bro?
We talked about it on the spoiler podcast, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so the wide shot of, and I think you might have seen the Extraction 2 trailer.
I saw the trailer.
That wide shot, and you see all the action going on, and then it's like and it's like so beautiful because when we saw it, it wasn't necessarily cut too much. It was more
wasn't
just
choppy
a
either.
stream into, and then just kind of following him, which was crazy. Because to be honest with you, because I'm seeing the scene back in my head again. I don't really remember any cuts for real. I think it was more just him, and then kind of paying to her, and then paying back to him, and then all this stuff was still going on.
You said something about that.
Yeah, so the movie, when I watched it, because I love the cinematography of it, because it mostly does follow characters, and the only time I've noticed cuts is when they went from one character to another, like when they went from Chris to the bad guys to Rob, and then from him to the nephew. That's the only time you ever see
brother and the lady that was helping him. I think they had a romantic thing,
something like that. Yeah,
but yeah, to experience that, look, and look, no, don't get me wrong, no disrespect to Chris Hemsworth, but him doing this. Pay your dues to Bruce Willis. That was more. This was straight up a modern day Die Hard to me. Like Die Hard 4, when and the reason why I like Die Hard 4 a lot. Now, I'm not saying it's the best one. Don't get me wrong with that. But some of the things that I love, like for an example, the hallway scene. If you remember, in
that's
Die
the one
Hard,
with him and Jai Courtney.
Yeah, he was. He was the IT guy. He shut down.
Oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Straight up. First 20 minutes after he talked to
Jeremy
his daughter,
Long was in that one.
Yeah, he went to the IT guy's house.
Yeah.
Dude's coming up. This dude picked up the fire extinguisher that was fire, threw that junk, shot. I was like, straight up, I'm like, yo, this not hard. We already in. This 20 minutes in, he threw a fire extinguisher, knocked the guy out the window. Dude come down when he driving. I'm like, bro, so the reason I brought that movie up, because it reminded me a lot of Die Hard 4. Just like you got the story, and to be honest with you, we didn't need much of John McClane because we already went to the first one, the skyscraper, number 2, the airport. So it's not like we don't know that he has a daughter, he has a son,
right?
All this other stuff. So and then even Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance, that's one of my favorite ones. Yeah,
I know it gets a lot of slack, but I like that one.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same point in time, I'm like, yo, because it was an investigative thriller. It was kind of like a high octane Batman sort of sense. If Batman was like a cop type of thing. Yeah. Like, because he had to use a lot of his brain to figure out. It wasn't more to just I'm blowing up stuff, I'm shooting up people. Like, he had to think, because the guy was strategically attacking his mind. Yeah. And I think a lot of people was just like, well, I mean, it's not that much action. I'm like, bro, it was intellectually engaging.
Like, he made him stand in the middle of downtown New York with a sign that says, I hate niggas.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
and he had to do that to prevent kids from being blown up. And you see Samuel Jackson like, can I help you? Like,
exactly. So, but yeah, the reason it just reminded me a lot of that whole, just like I said, the jail scene, even the train, which was crazy. Him picking up the machine gun, he took out like at least 3 helicopters. That joint was crazy. To me, that was crazy. The whole building. Just the
towards like the finale, man,
and the fact, I mean, the son, I mean, I knew something was gonna happen with the son because he was already on edge trying to figure out.
Oh, I knew too. I was like, man, had that been me, I'd have been like, throw his ass off the train.
Yeah, but he was still trying to.
We got one kid now. I don't have a nephew.
Exactly. So, but I don't want to stretch it too long. I absolutely loved it. I thought the action was good. It was better, stronger character building. And I just felt like, I mean, and of course it's set up for a third one. Eldris Iba. It's funny because I'm like, me and Bianca was actually talking about this. It's funny when you know people in the industry, you could just make phone calls and be like, bro, hey, I'm doing this movie. Because him out, they cool because they were all, they've been on set. For like at least, I don't know how many, 6 years, 7 years?
Probably longer than that.
Yeah, because they've been on
almost 10 years.
Yeah. Because even in the 4th one, he made an appearance. Eldris made an appearance and stuff like that.
Yeah, because his son was in there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So he probably was like, bro, I got the perfect guy. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course he's cool with the Russo brothers. This the whole Disney Marvel thing.
Yeah.
But Kevin, tell me what you think. What was your impressions? Extraction 2.
Everybody needs more work. It's not high cinema. Well, you ain't about the front.
Oh yeah, no.
But I mean,
like,
it's a good
as far-
popcorn flick, you know.
Right, exactly. So as far as the action went, I was drawn in based on the perspective that you described as well, like the shots following individuals as things are going on. It felt like the cinematics of a Call of Duty game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really feeling that because like once you get to like what Modern Warfare 2, that's when it really starts looking good. And so I was like, okay, you got Thor on Modern Warfare, because most of the time I'm trying to associate something so that I can get a better understanding of what I'm enjoying, because otherwise a lot of stuff nowadays just pisses me off. So I got to relate to it somehow. And yeah, this was, man, y'all said everything, dog. Like it, because this movie is so deliberate and straightforward. Like there's no, I don't know, there's no grand like turn at the end. I mean, the kid, I guess, but he was,
But I
he
don't
was
even think that was
unstable.
supposed to be a plot twist. I mean, everyone saw that coming, you know.
Yeah, I mean, when you started diving into it, you saw
Yeah.
more of his, you know, trying to figure out things, and you could kind of see where it was going. But I'm glad. Those type of movies, I feel, because I'm like, you know, you have a family, when you're a big movie person, you get like emotionally invested. So I was like, really, I was like, yeah, you better go get that revenge. You know what I'm saying? Because like, old dude died. That pissed him off, and he was just like, yo, don't worry, I'm coming to you. Don't even worry about it. And the old girl was like,
Down
no,
to the last
He's like,
blood.
no, I got it. And he loaded up his gun. He was in there just just like, oh, shoot grenades, and then do. I was like, he was like, yeah, I got this. And then the final battle was dope too. I love that. It was, and I liked it. Wasn't the last battle wasn't so straightforward. Like Christopher was just he was just gonna win. Like no, it was a couple of times. Like I mean, we knew he was gonna win, but it was kind of like, oh, they didn't just hand it to him. They was like, oh, no, you gonna fight to win.
And that's the thing I like about, like, because like he said, it's not like high. Well, I don't even want to say it's not high quality cinema because I don't want to discredit it, because it's still a good film. But I would say this. The writing wasn't there for an Academy Award, but I do like the fact that it was tight writing.
Yeah, it was a lot better. It was improved.
And then even with like the kid wanting to like do what he did to like kind of betray them to like help his uncle out, like it's predictable because the breadcrumbs were there, but it also wasn't at a place like in most movies where it's like, oh, you see it coming, but it kind of just happens, you know, like they actually paved a way for it to make sense. So it seemed like a natural progression. Gotcha. And then him struggling with it. But yeah, I fuck with the writing as far as keeping it tight, good pacing, and the action.
Yeah, I say this is high quality action cinema.
Yeah,
definitely. Because there's a lot of action movies that even big blockbusters that drop the ball, I'd be like, that don't even look that good.
Disney needs to take notes.
Yeah, action wise.
Well,
yeah.
Well, they need to take notes on a lot of things, because where they mess up is marketing, propaganda, and then they don't. It's quantity over quality with them. You know, it's like if we just flood the market, then odds are someone's going to have to see one of these properties. And I'm like, nah, you need to take better care of what you got.
Yeah, but at the same point of time, I'm not even too much surprised. Of course, some of the Russo brothers basically involved.
Right.
The best action by a mile. Winter Soldier, Civil War. Come on, bro. That whole chase scene with Nick Fury and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
bro. I'm a whole nother level, bro. I was just like, okay, this is where we at. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So, but yeah, definitely. If you want us our opinion, thumbs up, action, popcorn. Yeah, you got it. Topic 2, Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Now,
don't do no rom-coms, Chris. Stick on the action, dog. I don't care if you typecast.
Oh shit.
Transformers: Rise of the Beast. If you guys already know our feelings about it. We're gonna just gloss over a little bit. You saw it, right?
I haven't seen it yet either.
Oh, okay.
I think the last movie I saw in theaters was with my daughter. It was the Elementals that just came out. So.
Oh, okay. I got you. Nice. I think we'll end up talking about that, something like that. But yeah, so we're just gonna give our general impressions, because there are some people that may have not watched it. But if you want a full detailed breakdown of our feelings, definitely check out our Transformers spoiler discussion. We have it up there. But overall, I love the movie. It is my number 5 as of right now. It's as far as favorite movie of the year so far. Keep in mind, Mission Impossible hasn't came out yet. Doom Part 2 hasn't came out yet. So Blue Beetle hasn't. I don't know. It's not something that's gonna get knocked down. But at the same point in time, right now we're here where it's at. It's good. I'm not knocking it. It's decent. So, general. I'm
gonna keep it real quick. It's 3.5 nuggets out of 5 for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it coasted as an action movie up until the end, and then that's when I went ape shit.
Yep. So
Pun
pretty
intended.
much good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, if you want more details, check out our spoiler review. Let's go ahead and go into topic 3, y'all. Let's go to topic 3. Disney release date changes due to WGA strike. I think this is a big thing. And I think you got some information on this as well, so you probably can chime in as well. So I'm gonna ask you I'm gonna kind of read and I'm gonna kind of give my thoughts, and then I want you to hear your thoughts about it and stuff like that. And then we'll go around the table. So I'm gonna read some info. So it feels like COVID all over again, but it's not. Disney has just made a slew of release date changes, many due to the impact of the WGA strike and screenplays not being ready and production pause. We already know that Thunderbolts and Blade are awaiting the strikeout before rolling cameras. Man, Blade is in so much crap. It's just crazy. But scripts aren't fully ready in regards to the new Avenger movies. Of course not. We're still waiting on Jonathan Majors stuff. Avengers Kang Dynasty goes from May 2nd, 2025 to May 1st, 2026. Avengers Secret Wars is also pushed another year from May 1st, 2026 to May 7th, 2027. Those are major headline ones. Blade doesn't even, they lifted that they only have a date, bro. But at the same point in time, the script has been in production hell, like since whatever. And Mahershala
2020, I think.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali is pissed. I understand that because he's not getting any younger. I mean, he can still do action. He's not no old dude or nothing like that. But at the same point in time,
he doesn't want to run the risk of getting recasted either.
Yeah, because I mean, like he wanted to do this for 10 years. He started training and martial arts training and stuff like that. So I mean, this is really important to him, but they just have been dropping the ball on this. But at the same point in time, we always talk about how I don't fully blame Kevin Feige for a lot of this.
Right.
The whole Bob Chapek, Bob Iger situation, Bob Chapek forcing him to release more content for stupid Disney Plus and not really giving him the quality control that he wanted to be able to have, replacing the creative decision-making with bankers. And then of course we talked, this is one of my biggest things, the biggest news that I covered, of course, with what I want to say, the board of directors had a secret meeting, need to get rid of him. Bob Iger coming back, they firing Bob Chapek while he was supposed to be really, introducing Elton John at a concert. He was just like, yeah, that junk was big to me. And then now Bob Iger, like a lot of people trying to figure out, well, what is he trying to do? He has to try to figure out how he's going to clear all this mess up. Like it's just jacked. Disney in general right now is just completely in disarray. And Bob Iger is trying to rail it in, trying to change dates. And then, of course, we got the big thing with the Jonathan Majors, which I respect Disney. I respect Disney more because they're not jumping the gun. They didn't assume to say, hey, we think you're guilty, or not even saying that, just being like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and recast and stuff like that. They're like, you know what? I think that's another reason why they pushed the King Dynasty. They're like, we want to wait. We don't want to look bad. We don't want to be in with egg on our face, because if we recast him and then come August, when he goes,
because they just pushed it back, because he wanted the trial like yesterday.
Yeah, and he gets the official date is in August for some major decisions.
I think it's like August 19th or something.
Yeah, and then let's say that it's a whole nother what's his O.J. Simpson situation, and he gets cleared, and then they recast him. Then it's like, oh dang! Now y'all look like y'all.
Well, not OJ, because if he gets clear, he would have actually not did it.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. I mean, I guess
I'm not saying the Jews did it, but skeptics.
Oh yeah, I got you.
It's the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation.
Yeah,
more like that.
More like that. Sorry, they're trying to use that.
Yeah, it's funny because they try to get Johnny Depp back on Pirates. He said, "Fuck y'all."
Yeah. I thought Disney already dropped Jonathan Majors. They haven't yet?
They
no,
haven't.
His agent dropped him.
The agent and then some representation or something like that, and even certain legal representation. Not his actual lawyer, but some of the legal people, I guess, that was in association with him dropped him as well.
Because they had other clients and are like, no, not my money.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I just feel like, and then the whole WGA thing, which that's a whole nother conversation within itself, because I'm like, that's pissing me off, because I'm like, yo, producers, y'all need to figure out what y'all gonna do, because y'all putting these writers in such toxic work conditions, financially, economically, and things of that nature, and y'all don't feel like they're worth nothing. Because I'm like, yeah, you can have a Chris Hemsworth, but if Extraction 2 sucks as far as writing and dialogue, we can't blame Chris. He's just reading what he's not writing this stuff. So we can't blame him for like, man, this movie sucks. Yeah, because the writing's trash. Wonder why? Because y'all getting these trash writers when y'all have supreme writers that would actually like you talking about Game of Thrones, Silo is a show that we all watching and movies that we love, is because the writing is good. You can give an excellent performance all day, but the writing is trash and doo-doo. Who wants to watch it? So it's like, give the people their respect due. And then now the actors, supposedly their contract is about to expire too, so they could go on strike too. So it's just crazy.
You know what I hear though?
Go ahead.
I hear that with all this going on, we have the perfect opportunity while everyone else is in the drought to pull up like that guy and flood the streets with product.
Exactly.
I'm here in spectacular summer. You hear me?
Exactly, all day. But let me know how you feel about all of this stuff with Disney and all that.
I have a controversial opinion. I don't know how controversial it is, but I think they should just scrap Phase 4 and Phase 5 and start from scratch.
Pick off wherever they have out now.
Well, after Infinity War, they ended it with a bang, and now they're trying to like
Endgame after Endgame.
Endgame, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
split it.
Yeah, sorry.
Split it. Yeah,
but after that, they ended it with a bang, and it was fine. But now it's kind of gone to a simmer, almost like nothing's really hitting like it used to.
That's because there's no overall build up to anything.
Yeah. And I think that they need to just hold off for a little while and find that spark that Feige and I forget the director's name. Basically, find that spark.
John Favreau.
Yeah, that spark that they found for Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, find that again. Like, just stop making movies for right now. You got plenty of money. Just like focus on the writing and the storytelling, because dropping 1 to 2 movies a year is it's not working anymore.
Yeah, I feel you on that now with the shows and stuff like that. But like I said, that's why I said the thing about it is that the only reason I give Kevin a pass a little bit, because when he was with the whole Bob Chapek really pissed me off, because he even dropped the ball with Scarlett Johansson situation, putting her. How you gonna take one of your prime actresses? I don't care if it's a woman or not. That's disrespectful. You gonna sit up there and put it on Disney Plus as well, and you didn't tell them, and you didn't think that she was gonna call her lawyer, and her lawyer. You thought the lawyer was not going to take y'all to court, and I don't know why y'all thought y'all was even going to have a chance of win. You're not going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
It's right now at that point. It is literally numbers and paper. That is all it is. It's black and white. You're not going to win that.
Yep.
So you lost, and so you dragged Disney through hell for no because of what you mad because it's a woman. Like, bro, you lost bad, and then that I know Bob Iger was really pissed at that point, because at the same point in time, he's the one that kind of chose the successor. So he made a bad decision. I don't see Bob Iger leaving anytime soon until he actually gets a successor. And he's probably going to work with them and not necessarily leave again. He could be like, yeah, let me work. You going to work for 2 years. I'm going to be right here and drop the ball if you want to, because I'm going to be right there. We're not having another Bob Shake situation. So I agree with you on that. How you feel about it, Kevin?
First off, that is very controversial. I ain't heard that from like a soul. So it's looking a lot more like that nowadays. Like, I want it because I'm greedy, but is it going to be good? Probably not. Because I'll come in here and defend She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Because that's the fam.
He needs a drug test.
I mean? So I pass. So yeah, but like at this point, I think that something needs to happen. I'm not shocked when things are pushed back. I would rather there not be a Blade movie at all at this point, though.
Yeah, because I have so many questions.
Elaborate on that, though.
They can't seem to get a hold or a handle on what they want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
When you can't figure out, with such a great character and a beloved character too, when you can't figure out what you want to talk about or what you want to tell, what you want to display, nah, man, just pack it up. Like, because otherwise you just go give us anything. Well, there's a higher probability that you just give us anything. And and you don't use Mahershala Ali like that.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't use that caliber of actor like that.
Two-time winning. He won two.
For Moonlight and what else?
Yeah. For something, I forgot what the other one was, but he won 2 for a fact. I know that for a fact. But I'm with you 100% because the crazy thing about it is, because now I can actually physically say this as a comic book creator, I have my own cinematic universe. I have we have that on YouTube, and then I have my own comic book universe. Characters I ain't even been out yet, but at the same point in time, I'm with you 100%. So I would be standing right beside Kevin. I'm like, bro, I have my whole universe laid out. I have everything laid out for the next 20 years. Vampires. I don't even know how I even put that in there. I'm sorry. I'm talking about this is my universe. Nobody hasn't even seen anything yet. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think. I'm thinking about how am I just throw vampires in there all of a sudden? Like, where they've been, bro. No. You cannot, you talking about from Moon Knight already being out. Yeah. You got somebody that's at night. So you got all these other events happening. So you mean to tell me through Moon Knight, all the other stuff Avengers did, not one time a vampire has popped up, or not even in Wakanda, not even, bro, you're talking about 20 years of movies.
That's when you
and that one reference. You said, go ahead.
The issue with Eternals.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the issue you run into.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here
where were they for the Infinity Saga?
Exactly. So you're gonna do a multiverse, and to me that's lazy. I'm sorry. In this universe, it was this planet Earth, and then we meld somehow cross. Like, bro, y'all getting into a whole bunch of.
I feel like the only way they could have fixed that with the Eternals and everything else is if they explained it in game when they thought they brought everyone back. That somehow, some way, because they already fucked with time to go back and do it. If they did something similar to the Flash, where like, oh, you still fuck with this timeline, so other people who, from their point of view, had already been here, they don't know about you guys, and vice versa. You know what I mean? And as far as the vampire thing goes, if I was Kevin Feige and I was going to introduce a Blade movie, it would have to be the origin of not only vampires as a whole, but a Blade origin movie as well. So I'd do something where like I spend the first 20 minutes before Act 2 where I explain like Deacon Frost becoming a thing through like some disease or something that mutated, turning modern day people into vampires. And then, that whole thing, then flash forward 20 years or however many years. And now we got Mahershala Ali after showing, him biting his mom and everything else like that. So
yeah, I mean,
because for them to be like, oh, it's always been here, that's not going to fly again.
Yeah.
Well, they explained in Eternals that they were told that they couldn't intervene, and that was their cover up for them not doing.
But yet they intervene.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Like that whole script is a paradox.
Yeah, exactly. Because even on the script when we did the reviews, I was so bored because the whole movie, literally up until wherever the climax was supposed to be in Act 3, because it's like up until where your standard climax is, it's just all build up. You're just watching them go through their daily lives and routine, and then where the climax is supposed to hit, then it goes through another first, second act break, and then wraps up. And I'm like, this could have been a short film in front of another movie, like those Pixar shorts, or a TV show if they wanted to build more into the characters. I didn't really care about the eternal slice of life and their relationships.
Yeah, the only one I really enjoyed was the black girl and the guy that ran fast. Yeah, McCarthy and man, I love that. That's the only thing that had me really enjoying the movie, to be honest with you, because their dynamic was great. Like they didn't have much dialogue, but just them as natural actors and actresses. Like, okay, so you supposed to be my girl? Okay, I got you. And you could, the way that he just looked at her and portrayed that love and the gestures and bro, that relationship saved the movie, because to be honest with you, the movie was just just kind of.
Before I knew about Kang, I thought they were going the Galactus route. I was like,
see, and I was thinking that too, because I was like, man, because I knew they were talking about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I knew they were
pushed
doing
that date too.
Yeah, but I knew they were talking about like cosmic galactic stories. So just like you, I was like, oh man, we're gonna get Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, Galactus. That's gonna be the new threat. And I don't mind Kang, but tier wise, like again, we were talking about on the podcast, like his power level's up there, but I don't see him as a threat as far as a saga goes, especially we're talking about, cosmic entities when we do have Galactus, and then you have what was that when Doctor Doom became like Super God Doom and he had like the powers of everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? God Emperor Doom. Yeah.
That's what I wanted for the end of all of this. I wanted
like at the final saga, that would have been perfect.
And I figured that that's what they were going to try to, like, if they were wise and they cared about what people wanted, you got to make Doom like that. Because, like,
he's been shitted on twice.
Right.
Yeah.
And and for Adam Driver to be sitting there to play Doom.
Yeah.
You ain't using him? He's still in his 30s? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Marvel.
That's a whole other thing.
And I'm
That's
still
crazy.
iffy with that because it's not like he would be a bad Doom. I just feel like there's better Dooms out there, you know.
I know it was,
and it depends on the type of movie they're shooting. You know, if it's like, because I want a Fantastic Four movie that's gonna be like nonstop action, good actual sci-fi storyline, and through plots. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be fantastic.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But
And I don't want them to go through the origin story again. They've
Yeah,
already
Please
done
no.
that
Kevin
twice.
said
Please
Kevin
no.
said they're not.
Yeah,
when
good.
they announced it when they first announced like years ago. They was like, no, they're not gonna explain the origin or anything like that. So,
yeah, I feel
which is
like
good.
if they wanted to do that, 5 minutes news article clipping about these scientists who came back from this weird thing.
Yeah,
or you
Leave it
get
at
one of
that.
the characters staring at it at the wall, like
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
that they
that
have
just-
like
yeah.
up as a photograph or whatever.
Or
Exactly.
flashback to help with character development and building, you know,
Yeah.
like from the Thing's perspective or something.
Exactly. And I give credit to Marvel for,
Yeah.
I will give credit to them how they brought Spider-Man in. They didn't do an origin story. It's just they alluded to things, which was
Right.
cool. We already know he Aunt May, so they went into it and we were good. So that was
Yeah.
cool. But let's go ahead and talk the topic for the Flash movie. We're doing the review. You saw Flash?
I didn't see it.
What? Okay,
I
okay, I got you. So we'll try to keep it,
No,
spoilerish,
you
something like
can.
that. So I
You
got
can. Ezra Miller just. No
Yeah,
thanks.
I
don't
feel you
blame
on
you.
that. So, yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Y'all know what
we talked
scene
about
pissed
that.
me off,
yeah,
though, right?
Yeah. Which one?
You know which one. They did it twice, and I'll leave it at that. Towards the end.
You talking about the spear thing when he was running inside the spear?
Oh no, I'm talking about my boy Keaton.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay,
You know I'm a
okay.
huge Bat fan, so when I saw it, I was like, "You motherfucker!" And they made me sit through it twice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read the synopsis real quick, and then I'm gonna give my feelings, and we will just go around it. Me and Kevin and Melendez. So worlds collide when the Flash uses his superpowers to travel back in time to change the events of the past. However, when his attempt to save his family inadvertently alters the future, he becomes trapped in reality in which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation. With no other superheroes to turn to, the Flash looks to coax a very different Batman out of retirement and rescue an imprisoned Kryptonian, albeit not that one he's looking for. I thought it was okay. I'm not going to trash it like it was like the worst thing I've seen this
Right.
year. I'm not going to do that. I've seen worse this year, but
Mhm.
I remember reading about the CGI thing. They were saying that they wanted to be hyper realistic, so that's the reason why I didn't look, because of how he would see the Speed Force. But I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on that. I understand that because if you want to get technical, if the CGI would have been bad across the board, then I mean him looking at himself would have looked bad. They didn't.
Right.
It looked good. So I give them that for that. So they were trying to do something, but for me as a viewer, it did not work for me. It did look
the
kind
running?
of cheesy. No, I'm talking about just the CGI
Okay.
because the reason why the
That's what
babies
I'm saying.
didn't
Like
look
the CGI.
real.
Oh, you're talking about like for that
The
scene. particularly.
animation,
Yeah.
They said it because that's how it's supposed to look because of the amount of speed.
Oh yeah.
So it's not supposed to look realistic per se or whatever. So
I wouldn't imagine someone running that fast. Everything looks cartoony though.
yeah, so but
Mm.
look, I understand that, and here I'm going to say this from a business perspective. I'm strictly going to stand as being owner of Spectacular Comics. I understand that they were given this mess. They literally because they was able to bought it from AT&T, so they had this movie, $200-something million. They were like, hey, we can either scrap it and lose this money, or just try to put it out and gain whatever they can get back. And this is money they can put towards their new DCU that they're rebuilding with James Gunn and Peter Safran. They put that money towards the new universe they're building in 2025. Okay, so I respect that. I understand people are frustrated or irritated at the fact that they did put it out. Where just Ezra Miller, you got to understand that this movie was already shot before he started choking women in Hawaii and trying to train up young girls and doing all this really
Weird ass shit.
But if you think, I'm going to let you know this now. If you think, however you feel about James Gunn, if you really think that's going to be his Flash, then you got another thing coming. He's not dealing with that drama. He cuts folks off. He ain't got time for it. He trying to reboot. So he ain't got time to be dealing with, because the thing about, I went and got help. Okay, then
Good
Then
for
a
you.
year later,
help.
then now all of a sudden I'm shooting a big Justice League thing with you, and then you go out and do something else. I don't, and the way James Gunn think that I've seen the Suicide Squad movie he did and Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he wants a more comic accurate Barry Allen. I don't think he wants, that's not a comic. Sorry, that's not a comic. If you read comics, that's not Barry Allen.
Mhm.
That's their own twisted version. Even down to how he looks, because he has, blonde hair. I mean, if you want to get technical, that's Barry Allen. So, and then Wally West has red hair. So if you want to get into the whole specifics of it. But then on top of that, you talk about characteristics. Barry Allen is not this, he played the way he played himself. I really appreciate the somewhat of the intelligence. I'm going to refer back. There was a comic that came out not so long. I think it's Doomsday War, not Doomsday, but Darkseid War or something like that. Where they introduced Darkseid's daughter and all this other stuff. There was a panel. I forgot the illustrator's name, by the way. I have the comic. I have the whole all 11 issues. Gorgeous artwork. When I figure out his name, I try to bring it up next time. Beautiful. I've never seen, besides Jim Lee or Michael Turner or whatever the case may be, have Batman look the way he does. He does the characters right. And these are characters I grew up with. But anyway, there was a scene where it was a crime scene that Batman was investigating. Teamwork, number one, of course, between Flash and Batman. But number two, it showed the respect between Batman and Flash, the intelligence between Batman and Flash, and how they could be able to work together. Flash is moving through the whole room, still being able to scan and do his CI work and stuff
Forensics,
like that. Yeah. Exactly. With Batman still in the room, being able to do what he needs to do, and they're able to compare notes. Barry Allen is not just oops. Like, no, bro. Like, Barry Allen is a serious CI, he's smart. He Speed Force. The only major decision wrong that he did was Flashpoint. And that to me was more of an emotional choice that he made to save his mom. Mm-hmm. The thing about it is, I wish people would stop trying to, why would you do it? Bro, if you had the power to save your mom or your wife, do you think that you would not second, like, I could move this, and then I'm not, nobody can see me. I'm just, and then so the bullet go this way, and then I could be like, all right, and then cool. So come on, bro. Like, so I respect that decision in the comics. So, but the way he did it, the emotional elements, I did like a lot. He did play that well, and then I like that they dropped in some of the intelligence. So when he saw his younger self, he was like, okay, no, that's not how this works. You need to do this. Oh my God. Like,
because he was forced to look at himself at that point.
Exactly. Because they got this younger, hey, what's going on? All right, I got powers. He's like, no, can you stop? No. And then he's phasing through, blowing up stuff, almost got somebody killed. And he's just sitting there like, oh my God, can you not do that? I need you to sit still and do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay, you kind of bleed in elements of what Barry Allen would be, but still it's not. And then the whole, the Flashpoint thing, I didn't really work for me per se. I like the drop-ins, the cameos about Christopher, then of course the Nicolas Cage. If you did not know that,
the Tim Burton Superman, the Nicolas Cage,
I saw the clip of that. That was pretty funny.
So I'm telling you, you nerded out. If you're a nerd, you knew that he was almost going to be Superman at one point, almost. So I like how they kind of bled that in.
So you know what's funny? So Friday night before we did our Saturday spoiler review, my dad had already seen it before it came out because he went to like this early screening, right? And the movie that he saw was slightly different than the one that I had seen because the one he had didn't have George Clooney at the end, just had the voice. So he was like, yeah, and he was trying not to spoil anything for me. And then we were just talking about like all the old Supermans and Batmans and all the actors, we were rating them. And I was like, yeah, by the way, fun fact, did you know Nicolas Cage was almost Superman for Tim Burton? He was like, it's funny you said that. I was like, why? He was like, you'll know when you see the Flash. I was like, is he in there as Superman? He was like, I won't say anything. And I was just like, you have my attention, but now you have my interest. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So, but overall, I thought it was decent. It ain't nothing. I'm glad that they're resetting the universe at this point. I mean, it's bombing in the box office. So let's just keep it real.
I won't lie though. I don't want Superman Legacy. Now I want Tim Burton's Nicolas Cage Superman. They got to do the de-aging. Like, they do it, man. I want to see that.
Go ahead.
Well, I have stuff to add as far as the CG part.
Yeah,
inspiring CG
Right.
artists. So
Yeah, go ahead.
the problem with DC is, well, I don't know if Marvel does this too, but they bid on studios like someone would bid a contractor to build a house. The
Okay.
lowest bid wins. So what happens is the studio goes ahead and offers the lowest bid and then forces all of their artists to crunch to get this stuff out. But also, from what I've read, they sort of changed a bunch of stuff last minute. Like I believe it was either the director or the producer decided to change an entire scene after they had already finished. So it was like you make a house and this dude goes, I want you to take the whole second floor down. I don't want the second floor anymore.
That's crazy.
And so that's why the CG looks like that, is because, you know, there were some people getting their fingers in the process.
So like quick edits, basically.
PR
much.
fluff, basically what they
And
said. Okay.
what people don't realize is it takes forever to make the CGI stuff. Like the animating and texturing and all that stuff is one thing, but the rendering takes hours. And if you don't have something right, all of that gets scrapped and you have to re-render again.
That's crazy. So that's probably why it took Avatar 2 so long to come out.
And so, you know, it got to the point where they had to release it with however it was, whatever, just release it. And so that's why the CG is like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just crazy. And then the whole cameo thing with I meant to mention that with Gal Gadot and Batman. Okay.
Because Cavill was supposed to be there too.
Hold on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this. Piss me off.
Which
piss me off. You gave that tease. Did you see the Batman chase?
Yes.
That's the Batman I wanted. Like, what the freak going on, bro? You saw that? What? I'm like, yo, his bat cycle, bro. I'm like, and then he came, bro. I was so mad after that. I'm like, so y'all scrapped that? You who? No, the AT&T thing was so stupid. We're gonna just take this. And then y'all played Ben Affleck. And I'm like, bro, because the best thing about Batman vs. Superman was the whole warehouse. You can ask any comic book person. It doesn't matter. Any person that saw that movie. What was the best part of it? Oh, when he went with Batman.
That was the best part.
No, what Martha. But the best part was when Alfred lifted Batman in his jet and he jumped into the daggone 2-story warehouse. When he went ham, that was the best part of the daggone movie. Literally, I talked about this scene. You see him fighting 4 people at the same time on a continuous shot. It was not cut. You literally see him fight. I'm like, bro. Then I went crazy in the theater when I saw that. I was like, this is Batman. And then the dude, he had the flamethrower. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I'll kill her. I'll do it. He's like, I know. So I'm like, yo, you gave me that surprise? And he was like, oh, this is the last time he played Batman. Y'all love it, right?
They did all 3 of them dirty because they were all supposed to have their own movies.
Exactly. And I was so mad, bro. Because I'm like, and then when he jumped up and he did the oh God, I was like, and I'm not getting this. He was going to do an Arkham movie with the whole Deathstroke thing.
And I would have watched the hell out of that shit.
Man, yo.
I love the Arkham series, and then Ben Affleck would have been the Batman.
Think about it. And then he was, and bro, and then what makes it worse, Air was literally the best movie. Until I saw Spider-Man, that was the best movie. Who directed that movie?
Ben Affleck.
Who was going to direct his Batman movie? Himself.
Affleck.
Come on, bro.
But Ben Affleck's directorship's never been in question, though. He's always been a good director.
All right, go ahead, Cal. I'm sorry. I just got mad. Yeah, go ahead, Cal. Let me know, Flash. There you go.
As far as Flash goes,
then raised his blood pressure.
I enjoyed the entirety of the movie. My only issue was the CGI because at times it did look like, kind of gross. Like, that's just the best way I can describe it. The ending, like you said, you enjoyed the emotional depth of the movie. I had the same feelings. Like in the end, when they were showing like him continuously going back, still trying to fix it. I'm like, yo, okay, so that Barry don't learn shit. Cool. So then we get this monstrosity, which I like that they ended up making him into an actual monster. That was dope.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was Zoom at first when they first showed it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was too, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I was like, Zuna came through this shit and fucked Barry up, man. I was like, oh shit.
I'm glad they didn't use Zoom though.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. Since this movie's, tanking. Like, don't waste Zoom on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not shocked at the box office turnout like at all. There's way too much extra shit that came with this movie. So I'm good with. Nah, I can't say I'm good with it. Like ending all of their chapters as far as the Zack Snyder, but
Yeah.
Are they not releasing Aquaman 2?
Yeah, they are.
They
It's
are.
at the end of this
But-
year. I mean, because at the same point in time, I respect Davis as a studio owner. Like, I got to make money back, bro. I got to have this extra money going to my new DCU. Just release. It's fine. Just release them. Get the Blue Beetle out. Get the the Aquaman.
That looks good.
Yeah, it does look good, which I'm so glad, and I'm looking forward for us to reviewing that and stuff like that. What I'm gonna do is because we still got plenty of time because we're doing the 30 minutes extra. So I do want to knock out these other two topics in it, and we're gonna go back to segment 3. I'm gonna jump to segment 4 so we can introduce your brother. And it's not yet in a second, but we got 2 other topics. Then we're gonna jump to that. So topic 5, these are just trailer reviews. The Expendables 4. I'm gonna read the info. Armed with every weapon they can get their hands on, Expendables are the world's last line of defense, and the team that gets called when all other options are off the table. Number one, I'm going to say this. Number one, Expendables to me is a heart joy. Like when I saw that movie, I absolutely loved it. It was all the cheekiness, all the action, funny, all that other stuff. It was great. Even when a lot of people, I don't know if you knew this or about the Terry Crews situation, because that's actually Wesley Snipes is supposed to be in his role, but Wesley Snipes was in jail when they were actually shooting the movie.
Yeah.
So Terry Crews got called. He actually was able to get to the role.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was crazy because Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone are friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Demolition Man.
Yeah, exactly. So when the whole Terry Crews thing, I if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't necessarily improvised, but it was more like he was like, I want to add to that. The whole gun thing, when he was like, do, and that wasn't necessarily part of the main script. And to give Terry Crews that significance in the first one, I really loved it. Second one was pretty good. I loved the whole, the Jean-Claude Van Damme and the Stallone fight and all this stuff. Then you get to the third one. And they fought Sylvester on making it PG-13. You can tell the quality drop. Mm-hmm. You're talking about all the action stars basically amalgamated into a team. Let them blow people's heads off.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a PG-13 to get more money. And actually, to be honest with you, I didn't make that much more than what the second one did or the first one. So whatever. But anyway, now we saw the trailer for the fourth one. My opinion, I feel like it's kind of too late a little bit. I feel like it was too much of a drought in between. Look, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not knocking 50 Cent. Everybody has to, build up somewhere. He did the Get Rich or Die Trying movie and little other stuff. And he got his Ghost Power or Star. So I'm not knocking him as that.
He's got a bunch of shows and movies.
But I don't really see him as a fit for this. I don't because you're not. I'm sorry. The Expendables. Let's call a spade a spade. Expendables is just all the old action people coming together and maybe some new action people, which they did in the third one. Pretty much was what it was. You're not. I'm sorry. You don't have Demolition, whatever, and you don't have an action franchise behind you, bro. Like, why are you in this movie? He just looks out of place. The trailer was okay.
He's in there because he did work with Stallone on the Escape Plan franchise, so he's in there from that. And then he was in a couple of movies. Like there was this one with a bank robbery where he also starred with Jason Statham. If I'm not mistaken, a couple other people. Yeah,
Statham, that's my dude. And they got Megan Fox in here, which is I don't know why.
That has me floored. I'm just
I
like,
thought she was washed up.
Yeah,
she is washed up. You thought correctly. Yeah, and I'm sitting here
so
like, ew.
How did you feel about the trailer? I don't know. You saw the trailer too?
A little bit of it, yeah.
I was like you. I was good until I saw Megan Fox, and I was just like, that's disgusting. Jason, you could do a lot better. Other than that, I mean, I'm excited for it, but I agree with you. It's been too long. So on one hand, it's like, I don't really care. But on the other hand, it's like, I'm gonna still go watch it.
Yeah.
So
what you think?
The whole time I was watching it, I was like, man, they could have done a crossover with Predator. It could have been the Expendables versus Predator.
Crazy.
I'd watch the fuck out of that shit.
That would have got me up off my seat. For
sure. Pitch it to Hollywood right now. Expendables 5.
Gotcha. What you think, man?
Okay.
Yeah.
It exists, so I'll respect it, but no,
Yeah, we'll
like
watch it.
it's way too much. Like I said, it's too much time in between. Like I forgot. I didn't even know that this was coming until it was time for a trailer.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm on top of that, but
Yeah.
like, nah.
But you want to hear something crazy? I'm just now thinking about it. I'm thinking about the first movie we just reviewed, and I'm like, how do you have a trailer that literally? I'm just not even trying to be funny. You literally have a shot of the jail scene, and you see. So you got Chris Hemsworth fighting the way he's doing. Somebody throws the bottle of fire. He used the shield, and he got fire.
Falcon punch.
Yeah, like, and I'm sitting here like, and I felt not. I'm talking about the two. So you got all these superstars or whatever in this one trailer, and you got this one scene. It was a scene. It wasn't even a whole full trailer. And then, of course, it cut and it's an Extraction 2. And then you see him pick up on a machine gun on a train and shoot the daggone thing. And it's like, coming to Netflix. And I was like, bro, I had more high-octane fun watching that trailer than I did this Expendables, whatever.
Yeah, but don't forget, like Extraction 1 also didn't come out that long ago.
Yeah,
it's still
that's
fresh
true,
on your
too.
mind in the
Yeah,
feels too.
Exactly. And then topic 6, Kraven the Hunter trailer. If a Russian immigrant Sergei Karfanov, whatever, is on a mission to prove that he is the greatest hunter in the world. Okay, did you see that
Yeah,
trailer?
Sergei Kravenov.
Okay, did y'all? Everybody saw
I've
it?
seen it.
Okay, so here we go. The reason why I have a huge red question mark on this one.
I am very mad.
No. Listen, I'm gonna let you talk. But the reason why I'm not, it's the question mark to me is Morbius. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That trailer, I'm not talking about the movie. When I saw that trailer, the way they did the graphics for the echolocation, him flying with the smoke with the train and all that, I was like, yo, this song look like it's gonna be. No, it wasn't.
Morbid time.
Yeah. They teased me hard. I was like, yeah, because I was really more. I was like, did y'all doing a Morbius movie? And I saw the trailer. I was like, and then they did the echolocation. I was like, okay. And then he did the smoke with the fly. And I was like, oh, it's not my name. It did. And I was like, y'all dropped the ball so hard. So now I'm like, okay, but Morbius. And it's like every time I kept seeing like, oh shoot, and then no, shh. Remember Morbius? You did the same thing. You was like, oh, shoot. So I was like, dang it. I want to be like, okay, I like the action and kind of want to have a curiosity. But Morbius keep coming like this behind me, like, you remember me, right? So I'm like, all right, I just see it when I see it. That's how I feel. Because I'm like, I don't want to. Y'all got me once. I don't want y'all to get me again.
Yeah.
So the action was good, but I don't know. It's just
Fool me once,
about it?
same on you. Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. Like I said, I felt similar reasons because the Morbius trailer was like fire when it dropped, and then when the movie came out, I was just like, I fired my agent and my YouTube subscription. But I saw this trailer. First superficial complaint, very superficial, not a big deal. But I was like, the voice when I heard it, I was like, that's not my Kraven, but like, all right, I'll give it that. And then like my only other complaint, because it is just a trailer, is the angle again with these villains being anti-heroes. Like I hate that like so much. Like, all right, let's say you need to tell a story about Kraven the Hunter without Spider-Man. There's so many stories you could talk about him and his relationship with Calypso. You could have him going out to hunt other creatures or metahumans. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's gonna fight Rhino, so.
But again, that puts him more like a anti-hero, because I'm like, I could kind of see that being possible, but at the same time, I'm like, why are they wasting their time making them anti-heroes when they could just be building up to the Sinister Six? Because they already kind of played with the multiverse and Spider-Man bouncing back and forth between the times.
Which that was a disappointment with the whole Venom thing.
It really was. So I'm thinking like, I don't know. Like I'm rooting for my boy ATJ, and I'm hoping it's better than the trailers. It's got to be better than Morbin Time for sure.
Gotcha. How you feel about it?
So it's a lot of what you said. Like, how does your dad have a Russian accent, but you sound American as hell?
Right. Yeah. American as fuck.
That's true. That's so true.
On top of that, Kraven's supposed to be in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
why are we doing an origin story when he's a young kid?
Why do we need an origin story?
We don't. We know what he
Exactly. They're
is.
trying to make a trilogy. You're gonna build up with this character.
Like,
No, stop.
They could have took the route that like John Wick did, where they just throw you into it and then just kind of like foreshadow a lot of his past, but like not John Wick as in like he's still a anti-hero, but why not make a movie about a deranged, you know, psychopath who hunts humans?
Set them up to where you hear about them from the victim's perspective, then you see them kind of like how they did Jaws.
A horror movie.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. I'm like,
y'all
don't have to make him a hero. Am I gonna get?
But
You got Spider-Man for that.
You have it right there. He's got enough money to have an island and hunt people. And you're telling it from the perspective of somebody that was captured, put on the island, and he's being hunted.
You know what? They could have took. I was about to say that most dangerous game.
Yeah,
because I actually believe like the first Kraven the Hunter story was actually based off Count Zarloff from the Most Dangerous Game. Perfect. They could have told that story, and I was about to say as soon as you said it too.
Right.
That's what I thought as soon as you said island.
You go ahead.
I love the trailer. I'm not. My
Sell
expectations are kind of in the toilet for most of this stuff, and it's not even because of the Morbius thing. It's mostly because nobody cares about Kraven.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean,
you're
exclusive.
Yeah.
Like,
we're like 10% of the masses.
True to this shit, so that you should care about Kraven.
Yeah.
But if I was to go, like, let's say I was just randomly polling people inside of a Walmart.
General audiences don't know who he is.
2 people go give it up about Kraven, and they're going to be older, and they probably remember him from the 90s show,
the animated series. Yeah,
exactly.
But what I will say is that I wouldn't want that Kraven. That Kraven was kind of cringy for me.
Yeah,
looking
as
back,
a kid, it worked for me.
The comic
book
but like I look back at it now because I'm doing a lot of rewatches.
See, I try not to do that because I love my nostalgia. I look back and I'll be like, "Ew, I was cringe."
Right, very much so.
You go ahead and get your brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, real quick. Y'all swap out real quick. We're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and jump segments because we want to go ahead and get our special guest in here. We definitely excited.
You mind if I go use the restroom real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm rooting for ATJ too.
It's that way, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right corner. You just you keep the door cracked so you can just walk back in. All right. And hey, you come on in. You can sit right there. Keep the door cracked because Melendez will come right back in. All right, so you are on video as well, and in the podcast we have a special guest. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, let everybody know about where to find you at on Instagram, Facebook, and everything like that, real quick, and then we can set that up. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Manny Morales. I'm the author of Love Is Our Magic. Look right there.
Yes, sir.
It's an erotic novel. Something like Zane or Donald Goins. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, author Manny Morales, or authormannymorales.com.
Yeah, definitely. So so first off, I want to say I'm super honored to have you here. This is our segment of our spotlight of the day. We let people talk about their small businesses, their projects, and things of that nature. If you would like to be a part of this segment as well, you can email us at spectacularradio@gmail.com. But definitely, let's talk about your book. Definitely go into breakdown. This is all you. You got the spotlight. Let's go ahead and highlight it.
It's about a gentleman that, like most books or people, they come from poverty. He came from Puerto Rico with his mother, and he they didn't have much money, so he was in the right place at the right time at one day and got hooked up with the Puerto Rican mafia, and became somebody important in that. But his mom really didn't want him to do it, so he promised her that he would get out, and she passed away before he could. But the story kind of depicts his life of how he transitioned from that life to become, better. But then he found love in the most odd way. And as they got closer, his old life kind of came back and made him go backwards. And it incorporated her at the same time, so he was kind of fighting to get her back. So I don't want to
Yeah, of course.
give
Not
too
the
much
big.
away.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you can find it on Amazon. Right now we have the Kindle version and the paperback. Still working on the audio version, audio book. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
what's up, man. We're definitely excited. I was able to kind of get my hands wet a little bit with it and get more of an insight as far as his writing, which we want to reveal a surprise at the end of this segment before we get into that. But I really feel like the exceptional elements of the writing was definitely good as far as highlighting characters,
Right.
diving in and things of that nature. And I think that that's going to bode well, not even with other, because you have other projects as well.
Yeah, I have
Also,
a book after this one. I have a erotic poetry book coming out, and a couple of other things. So
gotcha, definitely. I know you might have had some questions and stuff like that. I wanted to talk to him and ask him and kind of dive in and learn more. Y'all go ahead.
It actually has to do with the surprise.
Oh, okay. But go ahead.
All right. We got surprises. Cool. Like, how would you like? I guess because I don't want to ask generic questions like everyone asks, like what inspired you and things like that. So I'm gonna ask you like pearls of wisdom. Like, how would one go about like the publishing process?
Well, like that's a difficult process because some well-known publishers, they kind of take over your whole life. Once you give them your work to publish, they own the rights to it. They could change it if they want to, but my publisher, Cagebird Publishing, she made sure that we owned our rights to everything that we have. So I could do whatever I want with the book, even though she published it. And she kind of takes you step by step and makes you feel comfortable about what's going on in the process. It is difficult editing, the illustration for the cover. It's a beast. It's definitely a beast. But don't give up. Like you just take it one day at a time and stay focused. Like I always say, trust the process. If you're actually in the process or trying to start the process, as long as you have the vision of what you're trying to do and you could see the intricate details of the path that you're going to take, just continue on that path and just trust the process because it's going to come out, best at the end.
Yeah.
Any words of wisdom to keep people motivated while they go through said process?
Like
what kept you going when you were working on this?
So, not to quote, but I'm going to have to because this is what inspires me. I watched a reel on Facebook one day. It was Ice Cube. And he said that if you're not prepared to be broke for the first 5 years, don't even start. Like everybody's, journey is going to be different. So it might not take you 5 years, but that process is going to take a lot of time and money, and it's not going to come all at one time. Not for everybody. Some, better than others, but just relish in the fact that you're doing something that you love to do and something that's going to benefit you, emotionally and not just financially,
Yeah, I definitely respect that. I mean, I know it's a generic question that you're saying, but that is a good question though. Like what did inspire you to create that world in a novelist form? Because of course we all know it's different mediums from stage plays to comics to
radio shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
so what made you create it in the novelist form and what inspired this specific, series?
There's actually going to be a series. So, but a author by the name of Zane. I don't know if
I know Zane.
So Sex Chronicles was the first book that I picked up of hers, and it changed my life. Like I just wowed at the way that she illustrated everything through words. It wasn't no picture. The picture came to my mind from the words that she put on the paper. So it was just inspiring, and you don't really find a lot of male erotic authors.
Yeah, so, that's true. That's true.
That's kind of something that it was just inspiring. Like she really inspired me to write, and just life lessons and the journey that I've taken kind of
definitely
put a little bit of spice into the,
Right.
into the book.
And I definitely respect that. I mean, a lot of people need to understand that the journey, whether it be, writing novels, writing comics, shooting, production, acting, and things of that nature, these things take time. You learn as you go, and you don't take no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? You just find a different avenue, a different way to try to elevate and to move forward. And that's one of the things I think you and I, vibed on. We respected each other's hustle and grind. And then kind of, fuse together into something. But I wanted, before we made the announcement, I wanted to highlight your book. I wanted people to really understand, like, this is a phenomenal writer.
Thank you.
Definitely respect is due. Definitely buy and support, what he has going on. Like you said it's on Amazon. And do you have any events where people could come? You do book signings and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, right now I have one in Jacksonville. It's actually a fashion show that this lady named April Purdy is doing, and she's having vendors. So I'll be at that fashion show.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
but right now I don't have any events scheduled.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if any more comes up, definitely follow him. He gave you guys. He gave his Instagram, his TikTok. Follow him. Check out. You want to come to a book signing so you can sign his book. Reach out to him, and that way you can be able to do that.
Yeah, if they reach out to me, I could, sign the book and send it to them instead of them getting it from Amazon. So just, reach out to me on my social media, and I'll send you one.
Definitely.
Nice.
So that kind of goes into Kevin. You were definitely ready.
Yeah, the surprise.
So him and I had a very detailed conversation. This has been something that's been kind of marinating for a while. So we have agreed that this is going to be, the first, I know for his capacity and for me, we're actually going to do a novel of one of the characters for Spectacular Comics. You heard it here first on the podcast. It's a character. His name is Messenger. He is one of the primary characters of a team called Legends of Time. I'm super excited about that. It's something that him and I agreed upon. And we definitely got a contract in place and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah,
man.
I'm definitely excited. Like I've read about, the bio on the actual character, and it's already marinating in my head. Like every day I go to sleep and I wake up thinking the same.
Hell yeah.
Like he's playing in my head and everything that I'm gonna write. So I got a little bit in my head so far.
Now, question for the both of you, since I got you both here and know both of your talents. I know it's probably not in this question bag, but the streets have been asking, believe it or not, the streets have been asking, my ears to the ground. Trust me. People want to know, when is Warmind going to get his erotic adventure?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin's done with me, man. Kevin's fed up with me right now.
I could probably definitely write him some stuff.
Yeah. So this novel that we're working is not going to be erotic. So basically, what this is, if you're familiar with the storyline, the Long Halloween,
yes,
this is inspired. It's not based off, but it's inspired by the elements of that a little bit. So Messenger, I'm gonna kind of give a little general synopsis. I know because he hasn't came out yet. He's been copyrighted. He's been in my mind, and I have all the information of him for years, but he hasn't came out comic book wise yet. So basically, Messenger is a character. He is a trained military individual. So basically, he is from the Marines 50 years in the future. So 50 years in the future, you have a guy that has the high-tech technology, things of that nature. His wife was part of a task force, a government task force that's basically utilizing individuals to create this super experiment where it's going to be an organic nanite computer system that was going to be injected in someone's brain.
Kind of like Cable. But minus, all the extras of it,
yeah. So
like future soldier, cybernetics,
something like that.
Okay.
But basically, he was going to be able to be you can't hack him. It's because it's organic, it's natural. There's he could literally be somewhere in the jungle naked and just be have a whole organic computer system in his head that can be able to highlight everything he's ever trained or learned, heightened to the 100th degree. So, basically, Messenger, his real name is Tony. Basically, he was SWAT. He was Marines. He was basically, military ranger. He was an investigator. All of these things that he learned, all the trainings and books that he's ever came into, you have ever seen or glossed over, all of that information is stored to the heightened degree. So he's the maximum capacity of an investigator, of a SWAT leader, of a Marine, and 50 years in the future and things of that nature. So basically, his wife was, he wasn't supposed to know that she was in this organization thing.
Right.
She actually fell in love with him. So that wasn't supposed to happen. So she went off grid. He didn't, not mind you, he doesn't know that she's doing it. You're like, hey, let's move, let's go do X, Y, Z. And she, she was super smart. She was able to try to keep the government away. And she's like, I love this man. I want to have a family with him. And she wasn't supposed to do none of that. They had 2 kids and they living their life or whatever the case may be. But, as government catches up to you and actually found them and was like, oh, no, you need to turn in. Basically captured the family. And he's like, what you gonna, what are you doing with my family? Blah, blah, blah. They took him to this specialized lab where he's doing experiments on trying to do time travel, trying to do, super soldier type of stuff. All these different things are going on. You got access to like all this different technology, what's called titanium 2. I sent you a whole breakdown of that.
Yeah.
It's like our version of like a vibranium in a sense or something like that. They have enhanced titanium to another level or whatever, but they only had it in that specific lab where it was created using machines to make it. But you get access to all these different high-tech things, whatever. So basically, they showed Messenger his family. They was like, yo, we will kill your family if you do not go through this experiment. The reason why he was so valuable is because he was already set up for what they wanted. He had all the training that they needed for a soldier to have, because this is the first time that they were going to try to fully initiate this program. They didn't need, so they inject someone like me. I'm sorry, I don't have weapons and I don't know how to do all that stuff. So ejecting me would only enhance me as a creator. It wouldn't enhance what they want. So he had all the training. So they was like, yo, we need you to do X, Y, Z. We're going to kill your family. So he was like, all right, I'll do that. Don't hurt my family, this and the third. While he's inside the encapsulation machine, they start, putting him to sleep. He literally, the last thing he sees is them killing his family in front of him. Like literally, that's the last thing he saw.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
You just gave this guy's powers to kill you. That's smart.
But no, here's the thing, because they have in the organic,
chamber,
nanite, computer they inject in his brain, of course, is nanites to try to not no kill switch. It's a mind control. So you're gonna do what we're programming you. You're gonna do what we tell you to do. But what they understand, the whole soul and heart and all of that stuff that buries deep. They wake him up. The last thing he saw is the first thing he sees. It don't matter about because he wakes up. They're like, okay, so we already got the brain control stuff in there. Nah, that got rewritten. The emotional state of that man rewrote the entire database of what was supposed to happen, to the point that he created a brand new programming, which is basically his own AI, which is called Vixen, which is kind of like his own Jarvis, whatever, like that, but it's organically built into his brain. So he wakes up and he goes ham. He gets loose. He's getting the weapons. He's shooting up and this and the third. And basically, he's like, you guys are trying to destroy and kill people's lives and steal people's families. You took my family. So I'm going to kill everybody and destroy this entire lab. All of you are coming with me, since I know for a fact that a lot of the test trials and all that stuff is in here. Oh, I'm destroying this whole lab. So y'all are not going to do nothing. Exactly. But what happened was, while he's going ham, this is 50 years in the future.
Right.
A lot of the explosions and stuff, he's shooting rocket launchers and trying to blow up this whole, lab or whatever.
Extraction 3 shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On that level, some of the explosions and stuff goes into like where they have a lab under them where they were experimenting. They didn't lock in on time travel, but they were experimenting with time travel. But anyway, so basically at this point, what happens is that when the explosions go on, it actually causes a malfunction. The malfunction happens, and now it takes the whole lab. It rips the entire lab. And it sucks it into 50 years and bakes into our time.
Oh, wow.
It's the whole lab just gets ripped out of its core and it teleports into our time. That of course caused a lot of the fires to stop, descend the third, whatever. He's the only one that pretty much survived that.
Is that going to be
To an
one of
extent.
those things with the lab where like now it's back here? It's one of those things where it's always been here, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like
It got sucked into an underground section where a lot of people don't even know about in the city that he's going to be in called Algebra State.
okay.
So basically now he's like, okay, now he's like, what happened? So he comes out, he's like,
Was he going to
okay.
try and save his wife now?
No, his wife. Remember, his wife and his
Yeah, but if he's in the past now,
50 years in the past.
Oh,
His
yeah.
wife ain't even-
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
is
So
he could be his own grandfather-in-law.
yeah, it's crazy. But so basically at this point, and I'm just kind of giving you guys a breakdown of him as a character, because when he starts the novel, it's 2 years. He's year 2 in being a
Nice.
messenger. So basically, he now starts to figure out he's in a different time. Now he has Vixen. Vixen's like, yeah, we're in a different time. The crazy thing also is that the voice of Vixen is actually his wife's voice, because that was the last voice that he
So
remembers.
now he thinks of her voice when she's talking to him.
Yeah, basically.
That's wild.
Vixen
I like
I
that.
know, it's crazy.
I like that.
So now he's like, okay, so he becomes a PI. You said what?
I wouldn't want to hear my wife's voice.
Oh, I got you.
Absolutely not, yo.
Yeah, where he's like, "Oh no, you killed her." He's like, "Oh no."
And then
Oop.
because like it's gonna warp his reality
Mhm.
eventually. You know what I mean? Like he's really gonna be walking around like, "Oh, my wife's still here." Like, no, my wife ain't here. No, my wife's still here. No, my wife ain't here. Wait,
Right.
where's my kid? Then all of that, I can see that going real bad.
Yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be a
hoping
lot.
that gets illustrated.
But
Yeah,
you
it's
know
gonna be
what?
more-
That could be good for character development. Like for him trying
Yeah.
to battle his external struggle as long as his internal. You know,
Yeah.
being a fish out of water, a man at a time.
And
Right.
the crazy thing is that there was when his experiment went well, it triggered. And this is straight up exclusive. So I'm letting you know this now. There's gonna be a couple
Heard it here
years
first,
before,
folks.
You even see this character. It's a character called Cold Cord.
I
There was
heard
a
of
guy. Yeah, so it was a guy that's actually basically like him. So when his experiment was successful, this guy was willing. He was like one of those, you always got those military guys that's like, oh, I'm by the book, I'm ready, let's do it. So he wants to do it. That's one of the guys.
Okay.
But when he did get sucked up, but that part of the lab got ripped and went somewhere else.
Okay.
But something happens. It's like an earthquake. Years later, he's been messenger. By that time, he's part of the Legends of Time. So he's did all this other stuff. So by that time, an earthquake triggers this guy to wake up. And
Okay.
that's a whole other thing within itself. But anyway,
Nice.
so long story short, basically he becomes a PI. He's trying to get into the time frame. He's trying to understand where he's at, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he starts learning that there's a lot of corruption in his city, a lot of dirty cops, a lot of legal representation is, getting paid, by these, mafias and all this other stuff. And when he's doing PI work, a lot of people are like, these are cases that the police are closing out on. They're not believing these people. They're not really trying to push it, or they're getting paid off. So they're going to him. They was like, I had nowhere else to go. And he's seeing all of this. And he's like, bro, I need to be a hero. Like he looks at this lab that he almost destroyed, but it's still a lot of stuff intact. I mean, he still has the machine that could create titanium too. They still got like some of these high-tech vehicles. Imagine being in a full lab of technology 50 years in the future, but I mean, you know how to use it because now you have this organic brain. Computer.
Yeah.
That things that you've learned and stuff. All of that stuff is still there. So he's like, you know what? I can be a hero. So he sees all these different suits that he can make. He starts doing hologram training and all this other stuff, and he becomes a hero. He becomes a messenger. Where does the name messenger come from? A lot of people want to know. So there was a saying that he liked when basically when he takes care of a villain, or, a person that's doing something, and they're like, why you arrest me or whatever the case may be, and he's like, do not shoot me. I'm just the messenger. Basically, he is the messenger of justice. He's the messenger of hope. He is the messenger that of a savior, a symbol of being a savior. And to him, he doesn't want the glory of like I'm Superman or I'm whatever. He's like, no, don't. I'm just the messenger.
Don't put me on the pedestal.
Exactly. I'm just a messenger. That's basically where his name comes from. And all his vehicles and things of that nature come from certain things that deal with messaging. For an example, his high-tech helicopterish thing that he's for the sky.
So
It's
FedEx
called-
copter.
No, it's called Raven Saber.
DHL?
That's funny. But it's called Raven Saber because remember back
Raven messenger
how
bag.
they used to, back
Gotcha.
in the day. His high-tech SUV military grade
Amazon.
truck that he used. No. It's called the Memorandum.
Really?
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
So,
I like that.
and then of course here's one that Bianca loves this. So
Okay.
he has a high-tech boat, kind of high-tech. It's like really big, almost the size of a yacht, somewhat ish, but it's very high-tech, and it's called the subsonar. So basically, because they can go underwater, but how do you communicate through water?
Radar.
Yeah, sonar. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
sonar,
So it's called a
subsonar.
subsonar. So, but yeah, that's just a little preview. We talk about some stuff. I dived in. How are you feeling about
I
Stargate
feel
and
good.
everything like that?
I'm excited. I'm ready to actually start putting it down on paper. So I'm
Yeah.
actually glad that we did this because it kind of gave me a better perspective on where I'm gonna head with the story.
Exactly. So, and him and I are going to be communicating. We'll give you guys more information about it. Kevin, go ahead and tell me. You go answer your question and stuff like that.
So as far as character development goes, will you split it? Does it split evenly between people you know, characters you like to make, and characters you already know?
As far as the new book, or
Well,
just
I'm talking
in
about
general?
this one. Well,
I'm
curious about both.
Okay, so in my book, there are people that I know, and their names are there, and some of their characteristics. I embellished on some of the characteristics, but for the most part, they're based on some people that I know. The main character is kind of based on myself, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? But I embellished a little bit on that as well. But for the other novel that we're working on, most of the characters are already in play. I just have to mix them together and make it make sense. Take it out of his brain and put it on paper. So
because he's going to be year 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Where he's starting out bad.
Okay.
And then the novel's going to be called The Infamous Christmas.
Right.
All right.
Basically, it's a situation that happens.
Right. So
okay.
I mean, most of the characters he's already given me and a synopsis of them. I just have to expound on them and kind of drop it in the same direction.
Cool.
So.
And I got one more question for you.
Yeah,
when it comes to like your stories and your books and with his projects, and it comes to like the topic of like dialogue and characters interacting with each other, what's your process for like almost like diversifying their speak so it doesn't sound like the same person's talking?
With my characters, I give them different personalities.
Mhm.
Like I said, I base some of the characters off of the people I know. So I kind of channel that person and the interaction that we've had before and put it into the character. So when they speak, they're speaking like we used to speak.
Yeah, mannerisms and
right.
whatnot.
Exactly. Okay. So once I really study the information that he gave me, I'll kind of develop some type of the mannerisms and the type of character that he's going to be, so that way they won't sound alike.
Okay.
So
yeah, so it's gonna be exciting stuff. We'll keep you guys updated with everything, and we definitely appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah.
You and your brother can swap, so
okay,
we can go ahead and go over there. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right, let's see how much stuff we can cover, and a certain amount of time. So we're just gonna try to blaze through as much as we can.
Push the comics back, honestly, because ain't no new drops.
Oh, I mean, the one which is the Street Fighter versus.
No, I mean there won't be any new drops before our next pod.
Yeah, so we can push the comments over there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you guys just want to do like gaming and questions? Or
yeah.
something?
So we're streaming. We definitely gotta knock that out too. So let's go ahead and get into. Let's get into the streaming aspect real quick. We're on the streaming lifestyle real quick. So topic 1, Ahsoka release date, a new trailer. We release. Ahsoka is set to be released on Disney Plus August 23rd, 2023. It will consist of 8 episodes. I mean, I know you say Star Wars out.
I do. But here's the thing about Ahsoka, though. I love how good she looks.
Yeah, that looks.
Like, I was
looks
surprised.
phenomenal.
Like Star Wars characters can be either like they can look really good, or they can look kind of like they managed to make her character look incredible. So visually, I obviously am Star Wars out. but the way it looks is still, and then the way she fought throughout the other series that she was in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I imagine that if the lens is on her character, it's gonna be tough. But I still maintain that I am fatigued.
Gotcha. Did you see the Ahsoka trailer?
I've been following it. Yeah, I think Dave Filoni's doing a really good job.
Hell yeah,
for sure. I really liked the fight with Kenobi and Anakin, and now it leads up to Ahsoka. I'm so happy that we're getting a live action, but I wish they wouldn't branch out so much with the Star Wars franchise. And now they're going to make another trilogy. They announced.
Yeah,
I'm like, we don't really need that.
Yeah,
No.
that's a whole other thing. I know exactly.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the trailer?
Man, Star Wars out, like I said, on the spoiler pod.
yeah.
I wasn't really worried about her character design really looking well, because it's gonna be kind of a deep cut. Like in the original, like the George Lucas, the original trilogy, like 4, 5, and 6, they had aliens that looked like her already in like practical makeup that looked really well for that time. So I felt like if they would have dropped the ball on this, it kind of would have been like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, because I almost kind of would have expected them to do well, because I'm glad they didn't CGI, or at least kept it to a minimum. But I'll watch it for the pod, but I wouldn't watch it for myself for sure. Well, no, because like I said, I just
I
you know.
gotcha. Yeah,
No, I share that sentiment.
yeah.
Topic 2, the idol.
Porn.
The series
Yo.
focuses on an aspiring pop idol, Lizzie Rose Depp. And her
Yeah,
complex
Lily Rose.
Right. That's really a flick.
Yeah.
complex relationship with the
It's
self-help
right.
guru and cult leader Ted Rose. I saw some of it out.
Could have brought his brother back in for this one. This
Right,
one.
no job.
It's not for me. We just wanted to review it, so people was asking about it. It's not for me. It's whatever. Go ahead, Kevin. I ain't really
Hey yo, so like I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was watching it, I knew I was gonna come in here and say to you, Dre, hey, look, man, if you got God in your house, you don't need this on. Hey, like not even 15 minutes. I'm like, yo, I hope he ain't watching this at the house. Don't turn this on, dog.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, right? So everybody that knows me personally knows that I am a giant fan of Abel, aka The Weeknd.
Yeah, Abel Tesfaye.
Yeah. So I said this on the internet yesterday. He won't acting.
It's all his early works, man. He's already sung about this shit.
Exactly.
Don't be surprised. You know how many people were surprised? Like, oh my God. I was like, why are you surprised?
Right. Where you been? They've been saying that he makes haunted strip club music since the beginning. Where you?
Yeah.
So then he start, but then what he said to old girl towards the end of the second one, it was kind of like, hey yo, you a little bit too able for me right now, big dog. Like,
Yeah. Did you see any of it?
I haven't touched it
it's
yet.
not that good.
you should not. And if you do, wash your hands afterwards.
You saw any of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of had an idea what I was going to get into, but then I was quickly like, oh, all right. But you know what? Like, I'll keep watching it for y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
But
No, we're not reviewing.
I
this.
definitely,
we're not reviewing.
you know,
this,
like
It's
if anyone ever asks a question back, I'll be
they asked a
like,
question about it,
here
but we're
we go. But yeah,
Anyway, the one topic 3, because we got to kind of wrap up. We're gonna get to the questions and we'll jump.
got my
into
mama
this.
calling. It's like, hold on, lady. No, she is.
Oh.
It's my mama, yo.
One Piece live action trailer review, Netflix. So information: the first season will consist of 8 episodes, with the pilot starting at the East Blue Saga. The first episode is titled Romance Dawn. Release date is August 31st, 2023. Stop doing live action animes, Netflix. No, it was not. Then blah. Why? I don't know. Go ahead.
So I got a
That's
short
all right.
opinion. Real quick, I'm gonna agree with this guy. Quit doing it. I don't believe anime should be translated to live action in any capacity. It's in that medium for a reason.
Yeah, it's
Because
anime.
even when the writing's well done, like the scene settings and like the effects for what they need to achieve just don't come across true. I feel like if there was going to be any live action anime, it would have to be one paradoxical in itself. You can't call a live action and an anime at the same time anyway. So let's just put that down. But if they were going to do something that's live action anime-esque, it has to be like an original property and then just go through the tropes of what makes an anime. But I don't think adaptations should exist for that.
Gotcha. And either one of y'all saw the trailer?
I did. I believe that Netflix is where those franchises go to die.
Yes. Yes.
That's funny.
Netflix and CW.
They did my Cowboy Bebop dirty.
Yeah. Oh,
I still don't forgive them for that. They've destroyed The Witcher.
You watched that? Why would you do that to yourself in the Spike?
Cowboy Bebop like holds a special place in my heart.
You should have known to stay away. That's like the Shadowlands and Lion King.
I gave it a shot. And the only thing is, I might be homicidal if they touch Samurai Champloo.
Oh my God, I'm with them on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, don't do it.
Yeah.
And it better not touch Outlaw Star, Tenchi, none of that shit.
Outlaw thing.
Big Hero 6.
Yes.
Big Hero 6. Yeah.
I feel like they could do a live adaptation of Big O if they did it right.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah. They could do that one.
Big O's
Big
right.
O would look just like, what's the name of that movie with Idris Elba?
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it was just like that.
Oh yeah.
But
I love the first one.
Yeah.
The first one was good.
Everybody in my social media sphere knows how I feel about fans of One Piece. Y'all are loud and boisterous. So this will be dead upon arrival because I know y'all are angry and I respect y'all for that. I do have a favorite character from the trailer though.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll take that back. I was being too generous. I don't have one.
I was confused. I was like, who?
But I will say that like it looks like it would be like the trailer. It gives me One Piece vibes, but again, I agree with y'all. Like, it shouldn't exist in this format. Like, there's no way to make it look like as soon as he said. I mean, not because I'm trying not to piss these fans off.
Fuck them.
But
they'll probably agree with you.
But like, all of it just screams like it screams anime, but like in the worst way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the things about anime that you look at that, it's like, yo, that shit's goofy, but it looks amazing because of the colors and how it lays in the background and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do this like that. You have humans compensating for what's laid down on paper.
Yeah,
that really can't fly with everything.
Exactly, that's true. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. So we may, I'm gonna probably get with the guys. We may end up doing like a side video. I try to see if y'all available this upcoming weekend. We'll try to go ahead and because there's a lot of stuff we still haven't got a chance to even dive into. But we're just going to go ahead and knock over to y'all questions. We got to wrap this up. So we're going to go straight to segment 7 question bag. If you have a question, if you're interested, submit a question, email us at email your question, your name at spectacularradio@gmail.com. We're going to try to go through these questions not too fast, but we're going to just keep our answers real quick. So Kylo Renner, we appreciate you, by the way, whoever you are, because you always send questions. Right. Kylo Renner writes, man, that Apple VR looks sick. I saw the 9-minute presentation. It's incredible, but that price is not. LOL. I love my iPhone, but I'll stick with my Quest. What do you guys think? I'm not dropping $3,500 for no VR set. Sorry. It looks, I saw the presentation. It looks great, but no. Go ahead, Kevin.
I used to fix these devices for a living. That's your answer.
I don't know who that device is advertised for. It's not for any of us. You know, if you watch it, like they're all over the place with what it does, what it's supposed to do, and the price tag. Like you're better off just getting a PlayStation VR. It's cheaper and functions a lot better than what I've heard it to, like the concept.
Exactly.
I'm a proud owner of the Quest 2. I love it. If I'm going to spend that much on a VR, and I think I said this once before in the earlier episodes back before we switched to video, for VR, go the Deckard system when it drops out. It's going to be the first actual like legit VR console, and the price for that's going to be expensive, but it's going to be worth it because not only do you not need a PC to play high graphic games and actual AAA games, but you won't need any other connection other than your Wi-Fi. So Quest Pro, Quest 2, PlayStation VR, even Hive, get those now. But when the Deckard drops, that's the one you need to get.
Word. Smoke Panther writes, I love Black Panther #1. I got a lot of #1s over the years. Shake my head, but this one was good. What do you guys think? We will review it. I did like it. I know you talking about this one. We're going to try to see if we can do like a little separate video with the guys, so we could get together and do the comic and stuff like that. But to review the comic, but I did love it. Real quick, did you like it? Did you read it #1?
Yeah, kind of. I have some gripes.
Okay, so we'll definitely talk about that in the video. Did you get a chance to
We'll talk about it on the show.
Cool. Did you ever get a chance to read that
No,
comic?
I haven't.
Okay, yeah,
I
I read
read
it. Okay,
it.
gotcha. Regina T writes, Cruel Summer looks amazing. Will you guys review that show? Is it that out of the wheelhouse? Love the podcast, and your Transformer spoiler discussion was funny as hell, and I loved it.
Y'all made us watch Idol, man. Ain't nothing out of.
I was gonna say at this point, I'll watch whatever. Just
I
watch
haven't
me.
seen that. Cruel Summer, you ever heard of that? I think it's one of those.
Not even on my radar.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Sis writes, so Sony / Marvelverse, you guys see their announcements. What are you feeling about their universe? I like everything but Morbius. I did make some announcements. That's just something we probably we need to mark this one. We'll go over this when we do our separate little video to go over some more stuff.
It's Morbin time, and that movie has 12 Academy Awards and an Oscar for the Best Picture. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I heard rumors that
Yes.
the Spider-Man games are supposed to be a part of some game cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
We're definitely chopping up about that. Nightmare writes, so Eddie Brock was confirmed not to be Venom for Spider-Man 2. So the 2 game, what the F? I don't. That's a whole nother thing.
Didn't we touch that on the spoiler podcast too?
A little bit,
yeah.
So SS Flames writes, is it true that Andy Muschietti is directing the Batman Brave and the Bold? That's not confirmed from my understanding. I think that's a rumor.
It is a rumor.
Yeah, he may or may not be. We'll see. The direction for Flash, I'm not knocking him because the reason, to be honest with you, I respect him as a director because he had to deal with that whole hell.
I'm only knocking him for his comment where he said he still wanted to keep Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I think that was a PR spin, but that's a whole thing within itself. Rita R writes, hated the Flash, odd pacing, weird CGI. We just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
And just let that guy go. He's done way too much harm to this world to be a hero. Took me out of the movie. What do you guys think of the Flash? We already reviewed it, so yeah, we appreciate that.
We agree.
Yeah, exactly. Dynamo writes, Elemental was an absolute surprise. I hate no one went to go see it for real. Yeah, that's actually bombing financially, but I heard it was really good. It's in my top 5 faves so far for 2023. I can't say because I haven't seen it yet. Took my daughter to go see it. She's 7 and she loved it. Do you guys see it? If so, what did y'all think? Did anybody see Elemental?
I saw it.
Yeah, quick questions real
It's
quick.
pretty heartwarming. I think the biggest reason why it's bombing is because I didn't see any like commercials for it. They didn't advertise it heavy or anything.
So I saw marketing for it, but one of my hypotheses for why it's bombing is because of what's coming out around it. You know,
yeah.
Gotcha.
School just let out, and then you have the Flash. What else just came out?
Transformers,
and then, Across the Universe, Indiana Jones about to come.
So.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of movies around it.
Gotcha. So Eddie, remember the name Eddie?
Eddie.
That. So we're gonna stop right there because we're gonna do this last question. We gotta go.
All right.
So last question, and we will talk. I'm gonna get with the guys so we can do a separate video. We're gonna answer the rest of the questions, and we do have a few more that actually came in this morning. Actually, that
nice.
I need to vet through the actual Gmail. But
give us
we're
some
gonna do this
crazy
last
ones
question.
sometime.
Fantasy King writes, Clockwork Revolution looks lit. It just speaks to all of my gaming needs, wants, and desires. What do you guys think? Great podcast, by the way. We appreciate that. I did see that in the presentation. It looks bonkers. As far as I don't think they showed up. You heard of that? Did you see that? I think that was during the Xbox presentation or the Ubisoft, one of them two. We need to catch up on it because I want to review.
Yeah, because I haven't seen that, so I want to look into that.
I didn't really catch the Xbox presentation all that much.
I got
it
you.
was like super soft for me. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Starfield was the strongest thing that they had by a mile. That thing was crazy. But it took just let you know, Fantasy King. I saw the footage. It looked great. We'll see. I didn't really think I saw any gameplay though, so I don't know. It looks like it's going to be crazy. It's different. It's like a like a Starfield-ish feel for like a BioShock kind of.
Okay.
Not BioShock, but is it
like BioShock?
Yeah, am I saying it right?
Yeah,
it was
where-
about that floating city.
Yeah, City of Rapture,
Yeah,
and then you had the
something
one
like
in the
that.
sky. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Bioshock
Outer
Infinite.
World
Yeah,
feeling. Remember the Outer World
Yeah.
game, something like that. So
Outer
it's like
Worlds
that,
was
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, so but yeah, we're gonna hit y'all questions up. We appreciate y'all. We saw we had special stuff, we had special guests, a lot of stuff we went over, but we definitely appreciate everybody supporting us. Definitely check us out, Spectacular Inc. Radio, Instagram, Facebook, spectacularlinkcomics.com, Spectacular Inc. Radio, Spectacular Inc. Comics on Instagram, Facebook as well. Check us out, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining in.
And I'm not wearing any pants.
Again.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
It's summer. What do you mean for no reason?
We normally don't try to get through a lot we cover, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we have to do like we did the Transformers thing. If y'all free this upcoming weekend, let me know. If y'all have any
So
time.
we have to start doing stuff like that.
I'm gonna check
regularly,
my
like, we're getting
schedule.
more fan engagement.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, I like that, but still, like, we got to gauge what they want us to actually talk about. Do they want us to talk to them, or do they want to talk with us?
Yeah, I think they're liking the format. I think a lot of people loving it. We are doing video, but it's the fact that sometimes we pull out stuff. Matter of fact, if somebody messaged me about the we didn't get a chance to even talk about that trailer because I know we're trying to
Which trailer?
The Special Ops Lioness trailer for Paramount Plus.
Okay.
What should we call it? The girl that plays Gamora. What's her name again?
Oh, yeah.
She's like one of the lead characters, and a lot of people didn't even because somebody hit me up, messaged me. I said this morning when I was going to show. I saw they was talking about. They was like, I didn't even know nothing about this show. Like, I did.
Me neither.
The only
Till you
reason
said
why they
something.
they have to highlight it because I put that in the promo. Everybody was like, they saw Zoe said down. They was like, yo. They was like, she got a show coming out. What?
It's kind of a messed up character.
Yeah. But it's gonna be
messed up, bro.
I got you. But it's gonna be cool. But yeah, we'll let me know if y'all free. If you want to come in too, if you want to jump in, I gotta give you. Put your number in here. Let me get your number real quick.
You mean Saturday?
Yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I got a straight too.
I'm busy.
All right, Dre.
All right. Are you
Brother,
free Saturday or no?
After work.
Okay. Yeah.
Or 5 is fine.
Okay, cool. I'll get with Steven and see if we can do it.
Take care, bro.
See if we can go to his house, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right.
Thank you, Kevin. And I know y'all got to go, but I appreciate you. I'll call you now. You can say my number.
Yeah,
That's
all
my
right.
number. Andre, appreciate you, man.
I'll send you some of my artwork, kind of what I do, and then
Okay.
you can send me the